woman.
Yes,
And
she may know a little bit more about the hormones than I do.
I'm in the middle of my 40s, so so the transformation or the change in a woman is something really amazing, because we have all over our lives changes. We have hormonal changes not only in the menopause. It begins early, and the menopause is something what can happen. Not all. It happens not suddenly. I'm in the menopause now, and after a year I'm done. There are lucky women outside who can tell that, but in the most of the cases, this can happen for decades.
Yes, we used to think, in medicine, we used to be trained that menopause was a moment in time. Like all of a sudden the switch turns off and you're good. Well, what we now know is that there is something called peri-menopause, which isn't a light switch, it's like a dimmer switch that slowly moves over a decade to eventually turn off.
Yeah, so it's a phase in our life,
Yeah.
and it's a phase we have to accept, because it's really wonderful that when you feel that your body is changing and coming into a more rest, more balanced phase, because you're not anymore in this hormonal struggle getting a lot of babies. You're more in a time where you can look better after yourself. And I think that menopause is different in every woman. And I think we can support women in the menopause with different essential oils. One thing is, I tried this in summer, was a spray, and I put in this spray peppermint, lavender, and clary sage. I love clary sage. Clary sage is such an amazing support for your hormonal balance. But women are different. So some women, they are really, like in pregnancy, there are some essential oils they like to smell, and some of them they really avoid. So sometimes we need to test it carefully. So I think we can give women a good support if we show them a lot of oils, and they choose first how they feel, and maybe also clary sage could be a good option for them. And we also have the phytoestrogens, right? And the phytoestrogens are also really is also really interesting product, because it's not influencing negatively the hormonal support from the gynecologist. So we don't have to be aware, and we don't have to be medical doctors to recommend women in the menopause phytoestrogens, because it's no matter what they take, we can support them with phytoestrogens and essential oils as well.
Yeah, now I will say that I absolutely agree with what she was saying. Phytoestrogens are wonderful. Clary sage is actually an estrogenic oil, which is fabulous. I assume the peppermint is for the power surges, is what we like to call them in our home. Some people call them hot flashes, but we prefer a different connotation. But in addition to that, let me just tell you something that might be interesting. VMG, okay, with the vitamins that you get in VMG can be extremely helpful for perimenopause, because you need many of those vitamins as you go through that decade or so to help support the ovaries. The other thing that you need to know is all hormones come from cholesterol, come from your fatty acids. And so you need to have a healthy cholesterol, taking your omegas every day to make sure that you can produce as much estrogen as you can. What's happening in perimenopause and menopause is estrogen is going down, therefore testosterone goes down. Ladies, you do have some, right? And it comes from your estrogen. And so as that goes down, testosterone goes away, estrogen goes away. And so having good omega fatty acid supplementation actually supports a better experience during perimenopause and menopause as well. So making sure that you're doing that. The other thing that we've come to realize is that we talk a lot about a microbiome. There's an estrobolome as well, meaning that your microbiome has a component of it that is responsible for helping you make your hormones. And so making sure that your microbiome is healthy will also make sure that your estrobolome is healthy and you are making as much of those hormones as you can during that time.
And if we talk about hormones and the difference in the menopause, we also have to talk about the muscle build down. So the problem is also in the menopause, this is a negative aspect, two aspects. One is the bone, and the second are the muscles. So I think minerals, and we have them in BMG plus as well, like calcium is important, and also proteins. So women in the menopause, they need more proteins than before.
And generally, we all need to be eating more protein. I mean, when you look at the data now, we should be eating far more protein than we usually do. And I was looking at the breakfast buffet this morning and how much of it was carbohydrate versus protein. So, protein is important. Prioritize that. Okay, next question.